Don here. Okay, back again with another live stream, and going to go back to work on recovering these machines from the bad malware downloading add-on for Firefox add-on. Addonbrowser.com is the website, and the name of the add-on is Safer Web with Virus Total or something like that. It kind of to give you the idea, really, that it is, it's a Virus Total add-on. That Virus Total is a good add-on. They both scan links, but in August, right quick, just say what it is. Actually, I think it uses the Virus Total scanners, and I'm certain, really, but I saw it in their code. But so it does scan links, but their website keeps popping up tabs and with malware downloads and all kinds of bad crap. So anyway, it ended up, because of Firefox Sync, me using that, it ended up being in my machine and both of Mom's new machine I was setting up, my Fedora 23 Lenovo i5, Mom's ASRock Fedora 27 I just set up, and actually my machine, the Dell 1525 laptop that I set up a username and everything she needed to use it while I was building her new machine. Now I got to reformat this Lenovo i5 I'm streaming from. I do have them cleaned up now. I've scanned them with ClamAV and Bitdefender. That was really kind of all I had to scan them with. That could scan them. Well, it depends on which machine. Bitdefender couldn't. No use for Fedora systems because it can't mount the LVM partitions. But anyway, they all show to be clean now, and now I'm trying to get back to the business. First, I'm going to reformat mine. Oh, and I decided through all this, I have, since I bought her a new, bigger hard drive, I've gained her old hard drive to use. And I kind of had this in my mind, but I keep running into places where I need a Windows system to do something. Well, it's my easy to boot. Right now, number one thing, and only thing right now, is my easy to boot SD card. I need to rebuild it, and you need Windows to do that. And I've done it before in my virtual XP machine on here, but now I kind of hate to use it, even though I mean, there's always that chance that something got into it, the virtual machine file, and worked its way in there. And I haven't turned it on at all. I didn't want to risk it getting infected. But I mean, when I do turn it, I'll either get rid of it and use one of the other ones I have a backup. It wouldn't be a backup, really. It's just one from the other machine, an older machine I have, or then I'll have to redo the applications and stuff. Or I may turn it on and it has a vast antivirus on it, and I could do a boot time scan, even though it's a virtual machine. That would still work, I was trying to think of what's the best way I could try to scan it, and that's the best thing I can think of. But I don't want to do that right now. I want to get my main machine all reformatted with Fedora 28. That's what I'm going to put on it. And I think I'll put, I got myself turned around, the other drive, her old drive, I think I will put it in this machine. See what files are on it, if there's anything I need. Not her old drive, it's a Fedora 26 system that I was going to let her use. And then the power supply, turned out it was an old E-Machines box with with the ASRock motherboard in it and all. Anyway, I won't go into all that. I got it almost all set up, and it kept giving trouble, the same trouble it had given here and there. It was doing it in Windows 7 when I had that on there, and I can't exactly remember the trouble right now. But anyway, I finally realized it's the power supply. It's not only weak, and it's only like 200, 300 watt or something like that. But it's going out. It's just not working right. So I had to give up on that, and that's why she was using my laptop. One of my laptops. I have two of them. They're not, all. The one she uses is a dual core. The one I'm sitting right here that I use to monitor my feed, my live stream, is a single core. But I try to shorten these introduction explanations, but I get turned around and they go longer and longer. So anyway, I think what I'm going to do is put Windows 7 on this Fedora 26 drive that used to be has Fedora 26, because I don't really need that on there now, because that machine is no longer in circulation because the ASRock motherboard has now got the 8-core processor in it and 8 gig of RAM. The motherboard that I was using in it. Plus the power supply is not any good. So, put Windows 7. Now I'm not saying I'll put Windows. I'll make it dual boot 2 separate hard drives. That way I'll have enough space for each operating system. Both of them are 250 gigabytes. That's enough. That's fine. And since I have the big backup drive, I'll back things up if I run out of space. And not keep them on the operating drive. So I think that the machine can handle it. There's space in there. The Lenovo i5 is it's a Windows term. It was they used to call them WinTerms, Windows terminal machines. That's what it's set up to be for a commercial environment. And what it had on it was a Windows 7 Pro that was all set up to connect to a network, a commercial network, and it had a very limited amount of applications on it. And what had happened to it? It wouldn't boot, and the drive was encrypted. I played with it a while, and I did find out there was ways to decrypt those drives without the keys and stuff, but I didn't keep fooling with it because I didn't want it. I just wanted to reformat it, so I did that. And what I did is I put Windows 7, I kind of divided it in half, Windows 7 and Fedora 23. Well, that limited my space filled up. I didn't have enough space. And then in the meantime, I had 3 Windows 7 systems. They all got infected by some kind of worm network virus that hit one of them, and then it ended up in all 3 of them. And so I'm even though I cleaned that up, I just still don't trust that Windows 7 on here, and it doesn't run good either. So it's probably damaged. Actually, I think it's broke. It won't boot, and I just didn't want to fool with fixing it. I broke it, cleaning it, with virus, because some of the system files got infected. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do, and it's if you want to build a dual boot system with Windows and Linux, it's really easiest to put Windows on first if you're starting from, or if you already have Windows, have Windows on there first, and then put your Fedora on there, or Dabian or whatever, and it will automatically see that Windows system when you're installing a grub bootloader, and it will put it all in the boot menu, and then you can just use your arrow keys and your keyboard to select which one you want to boot to. And you can set which one you want to be default. I would be Fedora, and but you can change that if you want it. It usually does select like Fedora usually selects Fedora as the default and stuff. But so during all that reformatting, I want to still make videos of it all, as much as do as much as I can of it, and I think that stuff's some of the most interesting stuff, and the stuff that it took me years to really get good at it, and then more years to start forgetting how to do things. And then they keep changing things. You have to keep learning always. But anyway, I want to put OBS Studio on the ASRock machine, the 8-core, so that I can still keep making videos. So I'm going to do that right now. And since I've got these machines cleaned up, I'm going to go ahead and use remote desktop. That way it'll be a decent video instead of a camera pointing at a screen. And since my cameras are not, I can't do high enough resolution. So yeah, that's what I'm going to get started on. And then of course I'll just say that, and then we'll go from there. Went through all my notes, and I did spend hours and hours today testing. I already had GTK record my desktop on the ASRock machine, and I tested whether or not it would work okay. Oh, there was noise in the audio. It would sit there when I had it plugged into I have a patch bay, and then I don't go through my mixer. I only go through my mixer here to record, into the computer through my mixer and my effects unit here. You can see them. My patch bay goes from the audio outputs on all my different computers. It goes to my patch bay, an RCA patch bay, down to 3 different amps. I have 2 core audio amps with computer power supplies, giving them power in an old Dell box. There's two power supplies in there and 2 audio amps. Car audio amps, and it works really well, and it's really quiet as long as you don't have bad wires or anything. And then my AWA Jam box that I've had since the 90s, it's then another. So I've got 6 speakers, but it's just 2 sets of stereo, you know. So anyway, it makes for a fairly decent sound. But I had a horrible buzz coming out of that ASRock, and I just thought, man, is that sound card really that bad? You know, I didn't remember having that trouble before. What I remembered, it was fine, you know, when it was in that eMachines box. So I got down and started. I thought it must be a cable, so I got the cable, and let's see. Well, okay, let me just grab this camera and I'll show you. The one behind me, I don't want to move it. So let me grab the camera. Whoa. This is I'm not even going to unplug it. Okay, you see that light? The tripod legs folded, so it went nuts. See that light up there? That's my patch bay I'm talking about. It's been with my friend's dad, who passed away back in about, I don't remember, plus or minus 2000. He was an electronics engineer, and he was also a really good musician, an old jazz musician from back in the original, you know, days of jazz. And he played a Gibson guitar. What is it? The legendary Gibson guitar. That's what he played. And I'll think of it in a little while. Not Stratocaster. But anyway, the big body one. But anyway, that they use for jazz. See that light with the red light with the big adapter? That's a plug, you know, an AC plug adapter. And see, I've got actually the power to this phone is coming down to this phone from there. That's one of the reasons it's up there. The other one was just a light. I can turn that light on and off, you know, with that adapter. It's got a pull chain on it. So my cable, the audio, RCA audio, was coming out of that. Or it's actually coming out of the computer going into the patch bay in this case. But anyway, it routed right in behind that light and next to that AC cord, down the rack there, and it would just be down here for me to plug into whatever I wanted to plug it into, say a laptop or something. And if you put more than what I've got in there, that right side of that is a kind of a, you see those gray cables? Those right 1, 2, 4, 6, 8 connectors, they're not connected to anything until you use those other gray patch cables. So you can patch. There's 2 separate sides of that patch bay, and they're also, I mean, those RCAs literally just go to those gray cables. They don't connect with each other. Now the ones on the left, they all connect with each other, and I can't remember if I ever took it apart. You start getting a lot of quick signal degradation. You know, the signal strength, you lose it quickly with I guess there are no, I don't think there's any electronics in it to help that not happen. I think it's just straight wired, hardwired patch bay. And because when if I fill it up, then the signal gets so weak I can't get, even with all my amps and everything, I can't get my volume loud enough. So what I do. See those on the right side, I've got 2 on the end and then 2 coming out. Those are in that where they're only activated if you plug in the gray cables to the left side. And I have to just get up there and plug and unplug. And so the ASRock is going through that way. It's on those ones that are sticking out further on the right side. And then those ones that are sticking out further on the left side go straight to my Lenovo Wi-Fi. And it's been real quiet. Those are the newest cables I got. And I started thinking, man, is one of those, you know, that one cable bad or something. Finally, I went ahead and tested them out with a continuity tester and everything, and I think that the cable's fine. I'm sure it is, because it's fine now. And once I pulled that out, what I was trying to say, let me get this camera and put it back up here. My arm hurts. Okay, I used to do sound for bands back throughout all of the 90s and part of the 80s, and one of the things I learned is don't run your audio cables within 10 inches really of any power cable, you know, AC power cable, especially extension cords and stuff. So basically that light, you know, that's just I think it's just a buzz box there. You know, it's an AC noise was getting into that line because it was just run within an inch of it. Maybe it was almost touching it. So I think, and I knew that when I did it, and I thought, well, I'll pay attention, and if it buzzes, well, it's been that way for over a year probably. And it also, I think it depends a lot on which machine, how the electronic, how susceptible to noise each motherboard and each machine is when you're dealing with computers. So you might have heard me, if you've seen my other videos, you might have heard me complaining about that lately. And so it's gone now. You can hear just a little bit of noise if you stick your ear right up in the speaker. And I think when that's not plugged in, you don't hear anything. At least sometimes, once in a while I hear a little something, and other times I don't. So noise can, well, of course it can be. There's so much radio signals in the air now that cables that are, like these cables are 6 foot and 10 foot. And I don't think any of them are 10 foot. 6 foot basically is about the longest ones I've got hooked up. Maybe a little longer. And RCA cables, especially if you that long or any longer, they'll turn into radio antennas. So they start picking up RF noise. So that's another thing you got to watch out for. So and the RF noise can get worse and less, depending on what kind of things are in the area. I mean, you know that everything is wireless now. Everything's running RF signals through the air, so there's just no telling where it would be coming from. So, anyway, I'm happy now about that. Everything seems good. I've got it running right now. I don't hear anything. Yeah, I can't hear it unless I get within about probably 6 inches of that speaker. I got within about 12 inches of it just now, and I couldn't even hear it, so that's good. Of course, I still will lose some of my, if I were listening to videos with that one plugged in and everything, so that means I have 3 machines plugged in, but 2 of them are running. And see, that's what's weird about when I was showing the patch bay, there's no in and out like a real mixer or anything when it's wired hard like that. It's really strange. I still can't understand in my mind how that actually works, but some of them are inputs, some of them are outputs, but there's no electronics in there. Well, unless I'm wrong, and if I take it apart again, one day I'll take it apart and look at it. I don't know if I ever did that, but I mean, if I've read about how to make those circuits and stuff to make a really good patch bay, and you can put I don't remember the parts, but you put the right electronic parts in there. You don't need like a whole mixer. You can make a patch bay that well. I could alter that one if I'd learn how. To where it, I wish I could say the right parts, but it will allow the signal to come in, but it'll make it go in the right directions. It'll know when it's an input and it'll know when it's an output, and it'll automatically not let it cause any. Well, really, only problem I've ever seen with it, and with anything a patch bay like that, I've seen other ones when I was younger. They were pretty common years ago, back in the 60s, 70s. Is signal degradation. Now, if they're not made very well, there'll be noise from them. But this one's made well. Some of the RCA connectors are really old now, and they are a bit loose. So, even though sometimes some of those metal RCAs, you can squeeze them down and make them tighter. But then if the center, the ground is on the outside and the signal's on the inside, but if the center doesn't touch well, then you're in trouble. Oh, and I'll go into that too. I had 2 cables that I had plugged into my board, and I knew sometimes they would give me trouble. So I finally tested them out, and 2 of them need repair. Both of them are losing. Well, one of them was losing the left or right side, and the other one, it was kind of the same thing. They had good ground. Both of them had good grounds, but left or right signal would be intermittently not connecting. One of them I think it's the connector, the other one I think it's the wire, and I just need to cut it off and resolder it. Cut off some of it, right there. They usually break right there next to where they go into the connector, where they're soldered up here. So usually you can cut off that much or 6 inches if you need to. And be good as new. But one of them, I think the connector's bad because you can turn it, and you shouldn't be able to turn it like that. I mean, you can turn the pin, the part with the TRS, you can turn that part, and you turn it one way and it'll start working again. Then you turn it a little more and it'll quit working again. So I think I have another TRS, 3.5 millimeter or 1/8 inch TRS. Because actually, when I kind of got off track, when my friend's dad died, I inherited this stuff plus some connectors and stuff, a bunch of cool stuff from him. Because Les Paul, Gibson Les Paul. I didn't get the Les Paul. I'm not a guitar player anyway, so I wouldn't have no business with it. Right behind me, I have a little Epiphone. It's not a Les Paul copy. It's what's it called? It's kind of looks like one, but it's smaller, a lot smaller, and it has a real nice sound though. But I bought that myself for that and a little practice amp for like $169. Or might have been on sale for $149 from, I think it was Musician's Friend back in around 2000, 2002. And I played with it. Well, my intro music and exit music, I did that, recorded it years ago. But I can't really play. So, but I do love the things, and music and guitars and everything. I always wanted to be a guitar player, but I never got any good at it. I do have a Fender Strat copy Fender Strat. Oh yeah, Stratocasters are Fenders, they're not Gibsons. I knew that. That my friend Lee gave me. Somebody gave it to him. Somebody had put a belt center to it and really messed it up, but it sounds good and has a straight neck. I haven't really messed with it. But last 2 days I try to get to going and get to work, and all I do is ramble. I don't know what I'm doing when I start my video. So anyway, yeah, I've got some cables to repair. Hopefully I'll get around to them, and because I do need them. I have some more out there. I have a box where I stick them for one day when I get around to repairing them, and there's beginning to be as many need repair as there are that work. Of course, those little BDO RCAs with the tiny, like 1/8 inch diameter cable, everything inside of them is so tiny you can't see it hardly with a magnifying glass, and the way the connectors are made, you just can't repair them. I used to, I've tried years and years ago. There was enough wire in them. When I was a kid and a teenager, you could repair them, but you'd make a horrible, ugly mess out of them. But since the 90s, late 80s, 90s, they're just so tiny. They're not. When you try to solder them, heck, the wire is so tiny and thin that it will just melt in two, just like solder. When you try, if you heat it up enough to really, if you try to solder it to a connector, you got to get some heat going to solder to a connector. Well, it'll make them so hard and brittle, even if you don't break them while you're soldering. And I have done that, believe me, actually, melted them. But usually, what happens is they just get so brittle they break before the first time you plug them in. So they're just not worth trying to fix. Anyway, so I'm going to let's get on the desktop here. I just now realized my preview's been playing this whole time. I never did check the audio though, so let's make sure. And I'll go ahead and leave it playing until I get everything all set up. Now I already have the ASRock up and running. I just need to get me, and I'm going to go ahead and use, I think that's the IP I want to go to. Let me look, I have it wrote down. Yep. So that's the ASRock. And yeah, since they're all cleaned up, I decided, you know what, I don't have to really be afraid. And these are both going to get reformatted anyway, so I'm not going to be afraid. I don't think I need to be afraid of doing remote desktop. So maybe I'll be able to get away from so much of that. Man, I hated doing all those videos but I wanted to do that information, I wanted to show it. So I kept doing it with the video the phone camera. Let's see, now there is controls to make that full screen. I mean, there's keyboard shortcuts. Yeah, that you can't right click on this and do it. Oh, that's just inside that machine. Yeah, I had the panel and all that. That's all you get. I won't worry about it right now. Yeah, the only way to do it in this, I actually like this other desktop viewer, but it used to work wonderful. I would forget I was on a remote desktop, but I don't know what's happened in the apps in the last year or so, maybe 2 years. Well, for one thing, the server I had to change from Vino remote desktop. That's what changed everything. I used to use Vino remote desktop server. Now I'm using Tiger VNC remote desktop server because KRFB, that's what KRFB uses, and it's the only app left that I know of that you can just install a graphic user app, open it up, and connect. Otherwise, in Fedora, you have to, if you install Vino, sure, that's easy, but then there's no GUI app to set it up anymore. There used to be in Genome 2 in Fedora 5 to 14, and maybe a little further after that. So I really miss that, and it's a good server. This one is really not as good. It'll lag on you, and so anyway, this Tiger VNC viewer is the only one that really works well with Tiger VNC server, which Tiger VNC server is part of the KRFB KDE remote desktop app. And it'll do, well, actually, it's just the server admin part. It starts the server for you, and then you can set the passwords and stuff right there in the graphic user interface. It's fine. It's great, except for the lag that you end up getting. So, yeah, I won't be able to see that system right to work in it. I'm going to have to go ahead and, if it's still playing over there, yeah, it's still playing. I'll pause that. I've got it on sticky notes. Let me get them out. I'm sure that they're right up here. Talking about all that because I already found them, found the information. But I'll just have to look through these sticky notes and find where I wrote it down. Now watch it be somewhere else. I guess I could look and trying to remember how it is I found that out. Oh, maybe you can see it in the app before you connect. Oh wait, I think I see it. Yep, there we go. Okay, I think I've found just what I need. So, yeah, if you're using I'm using VNC Remote Desktop F8, yeah, Tiger VNC and Vino, I guess. Maybe I didn't know the difference. I have Tiger VNC, Vino. I don't know if it works in Vino. And then KRFB Remote to open port 5900. And, oh, yeah, remember to open port 5900 in Firewall. Yeah, if you're setting one up, remember to do that, or else it won't be working and you'll be pissed. Because everything else you've got it right. Okay, F8. So yeah, it's not one you would expect to use. There you go. It brings up the menu. You hit F8. And then you click on full screen. I knew there was something to do with getting a menu, but isn't that weird? I mean, all the rest of them you right-click somewhere in the window and you get, or usually it's up at the top, and it'll come down from the top or something. So here we go. Now I got an actual machine I can work with. There that is. Yeah, see, there's KRFB right there. And what do I want to do first? Oh, VNC. Okay. I'll minimize that so that I'll probably open since OBS Studio. Now I'm pretty sure it is in. We'll open up DNF Dragora. This machine had updates again today. I did that earlier. So I'll have to wait until it does its search for things to be updated. Actually, I need to change that. I will when I get set up for sure. Change those settings so that it actually just goes to. I don't think there's going to be anything. Shouldn't be. And it's still hunting, so I can't do it until it gets done. I don't like waiting for that when I'm not actually looking to update. But it is good to know that there's updates. It's kind of good to know every time you open it. Now, okay, there wasn't any updates, but you don't know. There's no progress bar to tell you. Now I want to change the search in. Oh, I wish I could change that. This is open source. I wish I was a good programmer and I would change that. Actually, if I was a good programmer, I would just take the Yum extender and make it do whatever I need to do to make it work for DNF. Okay, descriptions, it seems to work the best. Now in Yum extender, you can have the search in all of these categories at once. And I would darn sure fix it to where when you hit enter, it searches like everything else it does. Okay, OBS. Go ahead and type studio. Oops, see I hit enter because that's what you normally do. Okay, yeah, Yum extender won't. You can install it, I'm sure, still, but it. Or maybe it's not even in there. In Fedora 23, I still use Yum extender, but in everything newer than that, I was not able to do it. Okay, no OBS Studio. Let's just try OBS. If I have to download it and install it, that's fine, but I was thinking it was in the Fedora repos now. Looks like it's not finding anything. I've already gone long enough that I think I need to check my stream again. I really do kind of like letting it play over there on the laptop, but it can't handle it for very long. I can handle it for about an hour, I guess. I think I need to check my stream again. But OBS, yeah, Open Broadcasting Studio. Let's try name. Sometimes it doesn't. Okay, now see stuff came up. There it is. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work. I don't know why. Okay, OBS. Package build script. That's something else. There we go. OBS Studio. That's why I wanted to do it in the graphic user interface, because I didn't know how many different ones and what all to choose from there would be. Okay, OBS Studio, and it's not telling me which versions. Obviously, there's two different versions here, but which one is the one? Usually, when you're in like Yum extender or the even the older DNF drag or the one in Fedora 23, it will show you. Oh, it's over here. There we go. See, i686 and x86-64. That should be, and I think I've already tried moving that. You can't drag it and move it. But if I could move that over, see that needs to all be in the same window. They've taken up too much room over here. I don't think it'll let you. Yeah, it won't let you resize anything. So they've just fouled it up beyond belief. I mean, who remembers to, and who wants to page over? I've got a 24-inch monitor. I shouldn't need to do that. They're either making it so tiny and so jammed up you can't see it because they're trying to make it work on a phone or a tablet, or they're spreading it out to the width of 3 monitors. I'm still in a bad mood from this malware infection. I'll stop griping. Alright, there we go. What's this other one? Okay, 2.2.1. This other one is 2.0. Okay, so I don't want that one. Now, there should be a way to, in this user preferences, let's see. Yeah, okay, there's also very little preferences. You could always change it to only show. Yeah, that's just groups or all, file, repositories, information, history. To tell it to only look for the ones that's for your architecture that you're working on, which is really pretty convenient. See, it's showing everything that's available, and that just makes it so easy to make a mistake, even if you could see all that, without doing that. Okay, now header files, documentation files. You don't usually get those with the app. Those are no architecture. 20.0.1, 21. See, they're not always. You can't just look at the top one and say, "Oh, that's the newest one." Either. See, those are in reverse order there. So I'm going to go ahead and get the documentation right now. And then all those libs and stuff should be automatically installed by when you install the, there'll be, any dependencies should just be done automatically. And these open build service, that's a whole different thing. So we don't need that right now. I mean, that's not something I even know how to use. So I don't know. I mean, it could be at some point, I forget, so much. It could be on a system that I use, and it's part, like when you do install an app from that doesn't have an installer. Can't remember the right way to say it. You'll need to build it. So let's apply. Okay, so we're going to get OBS signed, Studio Doc, Perl Math Brilliant, and Perl Math Complex. Big int. Perl Math big int, big int, big int. Okay, well, that's small. Do I have the right thing? Cancel me, because guess what? I clicked on just like I said, how hard that is to get that right. I have clicked on the wrong thing. So OBS Studio, Open Broadcaster Studio, by the way, is what it is. I clicked on the one above it, and that's just some other thing. I don't even know what it is. And that's still selected. Looks like that's what I want. 20, 20, 21. Okay, x8664. I clicked on the wrong one. Again, I had to do something. Well, I didn't have to click the box. I could have just clicked on it. You see why I'm griping, though? That is really infuriating to work with. I guess since I click the box, it won't install it. But it looks like it's still selected to install. So we'll see. We'll click on install. Okay, 2112. And then the other one is 2112. It's not really 12, but okay. So now we've got OBS Studio, OBS documentation, and apply. And apply has always been on the right. Now it's on the far left. Now we're getting something. Still small, 6.6 megabytes. FFmpeg. Okay, well, I guess that's the whole program. Let's try it. I think that's going to be it. But that's pretty cool. That's a whole live streaming application is that small. I'm wondering if there's actually, from what I gathered there, that was it. I mean, I don't think there will be more. I think that's telling you everything it's going to download, not just the base stuff. Well, that was everything. That was the files and their dependencies. I mean, that was OBS Studio plus its dependencies, OBS Studio Doc plus its dependencies. There's just not a lot. It just pretty well runs on it, almost on its own. So we'll see if I miss something. As turned around as I've been lately, that's easy for me to do. So let's just go see. I won't even close that yet and make sure if I'm done or not. I'll just search for OBS and see if it's in there. There it is. Okay, now, right now, before I forget, I'm going to put it up there at the toolbar. Yeah, there it is. Okay, put it in my launcher panel. And I did some tests. I was starting to kind of mention that GTK Record My Desktop is one I used to use, but it records in OGV, OGG video format. And YouTube doesn't accept that. I've got about 200 of those that I still haven't converted and uploaded. It works well once I figured out how to set it up, but this is 10 times better, more features. So I'm going to open OBS. Okay, please review the license for you to have read and so and so. General public license. Okay, GNU. So that's good. Yeah, I knew it was open source. Of course, now I feel a little funky just clicking yeah, thanks and okay, because without looking at it because of the bad add-on that I had said it was GNU too. But that's the first time I've got a bad app with a GNU. Well, no, that's the first time, I don't think, with the GNU open source license. I believe there was another one. I think it was good. It was actually a Windows app, a desktop recording app, and I can't think of the name of it. I had used it on and off for years, and of course I didn't use Windows that much. I'm going to have to read that and do something. And I think what happened is the person quit maintaining it, and I think somebody broke into their server and put malware on it, because the old version was great still, but the new version had the malware in it, and it was open source. Okay, would you like to run the auto configuration wizard? Yes, I would. You can also manually configure the settings. Okay, it's in beta. Well, that's alright. I think it'll still help. Specify what you want to use the program for. Optimized for streaming, recording is secondary. Optimized for recording. I will not be streaming while I'm recording is secondary. Oh, I see what it's doing. 1920 by 1080. Frames per second, either 60 or 30, but prefer 60 when possible. I don't want to try to do 60, especially with desktop videos. I don't have a camera that'll do 60. I'm going to say use current. Which one should I say? Use current 30 or say use 30? Canvas base resolution is not necessarily the same as the resolution you will be streaming. Oh, okay, yeah. Right. Or recording with, yeah. Actual stream recording resolution may be scaled down from the canvas resolution to reduce resource usage and bitrate requirements. I'm going to set 30. I want it to be set for 30. And 1920 by 1080 is, I'm just going to leave it like that. That way it would, if I change the resolution, if it somehow changed, it would still look the right size and everything. It would automatically, whatever resolution, your application window will fit right. The canvas. 30 frames per second is what I want to try. If it can't get it, it will drop some off. But I definitely don't want less. But I don't want or need more, because my cameras can't even do more than my phone cameras can't do more than that anyway. Okay, and then streaming services. Now, custom. Oh, okay. Twitch. Now, I'd forgotten about this part. YouTube and YouTube gaming. Now, of course, YouTube's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to have to put in top password, and so I'm going to have to not show that. Okay, primary YouTube ingest server. I want the primary backup. Now that would be interesting. I read about that when I first started doing YouTube streaming, and that would be to say hook up one camera to this and have it go to the backup and let it just be a wide view of everything you're doing, so that if anything goes down, if you're doing live stuff like one of my favorite web shows, Roadkill from Hot Rod Magazine, they did live drag races, Hot Rod Drag Week, and they were using different, actually I had already figured out some things they hadn't quite figured out. They had a good video crew, but anyway, they were kind of figuring out as they went. And the apps, before I discovered, OBS Studio I think was pretty new. It's not that, I don't think it's that older. I just didn't know about it. They didn't use it. Actually, they were using the same thing I was using, and they ran into, I saw the problem they were having, and I had figured it out. And I was like, anyway, they were losing their stream and stuff. So if you have a backup stream, like another camera, or you could do something like, here's something I might do, and that's, okay, stream this desktop, set it up to stream as a backup stream. I'm tempted to try it. Stream this desktop, and so it would be streaming a separate video at the same time, as long as my upload bandwidth can handle it, which I think it probably could, because it's really not that big of a, it's not that, they don't stream that big of it watches. If the program's good at watching your bandwidth, staying within it. Right now it says 15 frames per second too. Well, on the desktop video, well, I don't know. I don't even have a camera plugged in, so but I think it will automatically change. So anyway, I've thought about this before, so that's why I'm going and I'm kind of I mixed up, but I know what I'm trying to. Can't say it, but I know what's in my head. I mean, I did know what it was in my head. I'm tempted to try it, but then I might get things all whack. I don't want to have to keep redoing this. Yeah, but if I set it up as the backup, then I think I could stream to this one from this machine, and the other one's already streaming. So what I'm thinking is, could I start this right now, and it would be streaming to YouTube, and since I'm controlling it with a remote desktop, I would actually have no trouble. Only thing is, this backup one would only show this machine, and one on my Lenovo Wi-Fi would show whatever I switch to. Does that make sense? You know what? I might want to do that so that I can go ahead and set it up and watch it work. I mean, all that can happen is it can say I can't do it. Right? Yeah, and then all I have to do is just go into setup and change it back to primary. Okay, back up, YouTube, string key, link. I don't know what that is. Okay, estimate bitrate with bandwidth, test maybe a few minutes. Oh, yeah. What just happened? Oh, I clicked on the link and it opened up Firefox. Let's just wait and see what. Okay, sign into YouTube. Okay, oh, gotcha. Okay, so I'll put it in the desktop view that I wanted in. Oh, okay. State that went with me. Now here's the part that I don't want to show. F8, no more. Is there a way to get? I thought there was a way to go full screen, not full screen. It's full screen, not full screen. With the with the keyboard. I really don't know. Okay, so yes, I want to go into my OBS studio that I'm using. I'm going to switch the camera to. Well, if I do that, you still might be able to read it. So I definitely don't want to give out my YouTube streaming, password. That's what it is. So let's get my preview going over there, because I'll end up forgetting what I have going and talking to you, without showing you again. So make sure everything's okay. Well, let's make sure everything is. There we go. Yeah. Well, we'll just try that for a minute. I want to see. Yeah, I get sidetracked too easy. I have lots of work to do. Try to do. Okay, so luckily I have already got the password for YouTube in there. So I just have to click login. And oh, okay. And okay, I don't want, oddly enough, it I'm going to say don't save. It wanted to save that password, but that that's also on that page, and that's where I was going to go to get it. Yeah, it says, when I said reveal it, it says anyone with this key can live stream on your YouTube channel. Keep it secret. Okay. And it went away. I copied it so I could paste it into the watching now one. Oh, hey, is that somebody or is that me? Oh, that's me. That's me on another machine, I guess. Hey, me. I guess, unless it's you. Then if it's not me, then hey, you. So anyway, no chatting or anything. So, and I always miss that anyway. So where am I at now? Okay, machine F8. I thought there was a way to just hit a control, a quick. Yeah, that's not reveal. Okay, this is where I had to go to your live stream page. It's let me go ahead and pause it. But yeah, the password is on down further in the page if you don't know how to do that. And it's oh, I can close that. and it's I've lost OBS Studio now. There it is. They're both in the same window. They're not showing up down there. Whenever I minimize stuff, there's something weird going on. It went away. I think there's something funky going on in this. Maybe I can use the keyboard to do it. No. This happened earlier when I was testing things out. I was playing my own music from my own website. I thought it was something to do with the player not working right or something. It wasn't. Okay. Okay. You're not seeing it. Good. I mean, that is good you're not seeing anything, but because I'm working with passwords. But I don't know. I'm going to have to probably kill. What I ended up doing was I had two instances of that song playing, you know, and but it's not. Whenever you minimize it, it just goes away completely. It's not down in the bottom bar where you can bring it back up. And I hit Control Tab and it didn't, Alt Tab and it didn't bring it up. Usually that'll do it. Okay, so now I'll go ahead and show what I'm doing again. Gotta get out of full screen. Okay, back to desktop. And I'll go back over here. And in a minute it should come up. That's real busy to try to use. Okay, now I'll wait until I see that it's okay. So it's not in the same window it was in. I hope I haven't. It moved when I clicked on that link. It actually moved over to the window where I put Firefox. I guess if I'd have left things alone, it wouldn't have done that. So my password's in there, and of course it's obfuscated. You can't see it. And then video, I'm going to leave that bit rate. This is a wizard trying to figure it out for you, so I'm definitely going to let it tell me. Estimate, I'm going to click on that if I can. Oh, it's not going to let you. It says estimate bitrate with bandwidth test. Might take a few minutes, but it's not available. Maybe it's because this part of it's actually beta, the wizard. So, okay, apply settings. Executing a set of tests to estimate the most ideal settings. Now, what it set up for me before, or the defaults, was to frame Flash video streams, and I did set it to 30 frames per second. I wonder if I can make that where you can read it. It's not. It's kind of jumbled up. Service YouTube. Okay. Backup YouTube ingest server. Video bit rate 2500. Streamer encoder software. I can't read it. I love it. X64, 264. Oh, 264. Okay, and recommended quality same as stream, 1920 by 1080. That's the base canvas, and then the output will be 1280 by 720. Okay, 30 frames per second. Apply settings. Now, of course, when I really get to want to do my main stream from this, I have to remember to go back in there and change those settings. But yeah, when I click, okay, now here's the main window, but Firefox disappeared when I minimized it. Unless I thought I was minimizing it and I closed it. Let's go look in the, that's okay over there. Let's go look in the, I need to get a, well, I'm planning on, okay, there's, see, Firefox is there, but it's sleeping. So I wonder, stop process, continue process, change priority, memory maps, open files. Well, usually they say show the process window in there. Maybe this one don't do that. I'll leave that up because, yeah, okay, if I, oh, there it is. Okay, it wasn't in the other window like I thought. It was in number 2. Okay, so I'm going to move it to the left. It's actually kind of moving slow. I like this to always have this full screen. Oh, it's on remote desktop. That's why it's moving slow. Okay. Now, I haven't started streaming or anything. And I will have to put in a name for the stream and all kinds of stuff. There's only one scene, which is what? You have to put in remote desktop and all that if you're going to do remote desktop. Okay, so that's pause. So I'm going to leave it there. I really don't know how you would get. How do you see your backup stream? You know, know. But I'm going to leave that open so I'll have a way to try and look at it. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't know what's going on. I hope it's not a Fedora 28 thing, you know, or I mean, this is Fedora 27. This is an 8-core with 8-core with 8 gig of RAM. The way it's looking, I don't know if you can tell that it's kind of acts like it's lagging. That's because I'm doing this over remote desktop. And like I was saying, Tiger VNC server is not quite as fast. It's not as fast as TeamViewer, but I was going to install that, and I thought, well, if this one works, let's just don't worry about it, you know. We'll just, I'll go to my channel, and if there's a new stream, how come I can't go to my channel like normal? I hit the video manager. Now see, it asked me if I wanted to save that. Again, say don't save. You don't want to save that password in your password manager. It would be of no use. Okay, now let's see. That thing always changes what it's going to do depending on what's going on. And if you click on that, you'll just go like to your settings or something. I'm logged in, so if I just go to youtube.com, get rid of that. Normally I want to find this area and I can't. Oh yeah, let's bookmark that, because that's hard to find that. Where is the little bookmark button? It's gone. It's usually right there. I don't know, maybe I took it out when I was trying to fix everything. I do not see it. Bookmarks menu. That's not the one that just bookmarks them, is it? This one here? I don't think so. Could be. I don't know what else to do but try putting it up. They'll put it right there and see, but I think that's going to be, that's not it. I may have took it out. Yeah, that's not it. That's just going to bring up the whole thing. And I don't want to use that. That will, when as many bookmarks as I have, I've said that before, you really can only use the keyboard shortcut or you'll lock the machine up. Maybe not this machine, but well, let's see if I can just right click and bookmark. Yeah, that's the thing I want right there, and it's gone. Maybe it's in there, but it should be, you should be able to have it. And that doesn't help. That's just the history. Okay, well, right click, bookmark. I hope they haven't changed that. And I want to put it in the toolbar. There we go. Got too many extra things in there right now. Oh, that's already in there. Okay, YouTube. That's the main YouTube page, and then videos YouTube. Okay, that'll be good. That's a good start. Just to, now I can get to live streaming quickly, or I can get to just YouTube quickly. And still I'm not on my channel though, and I am logged in, aren't I? Okay, now my channel. Now see how weird that is? So I'm going to go ahead and pause my preview over there. Okay, okay, so I have one live stream going. It's, you know, it's the same one twice. Okay, Don Bishop live stream, YouTube live broadcast. Okay. Now, go over here. Okay, there's a scene, a default scene, but it has no sources, right? Okay, yeah. Well, let's go look in my, let's go look in F8. Look at the one I'm using. Okay, so here it is, and you get the video feedback anytime you go there. See, I have a bunch of scenes I've made. Yeah, you got to put some sources in here. And so desktop video, see I have screen capture, and then I also added audio from Cam 3 because whenever I'm doing my wireless mic, I want that to work too. And I could add that, but I won't do all that right now. All I want to do is see if it works. But what I'm planning on doing is import. I've already backed up all this. This took a lot of work making all these scenes, so I've got it backed up, and I'm going to try to import it. That's the other thing I want to do. Oh, why don't I just do that right now? Yeah. So that means I need to grab my. Let's grab my It's the quickest way. That is still, wait, do I have that on here or not? Let me put this in my machine and make sure that what I have on here, I had it on here, but it might be an older version. That's my little SD card that has the easy to boot on it. Okay, now that's mounted up. It's already mounted up. Excuse me. And so I'm going to go to it here. 29 gigabyte. Dons files. Documents. Downloads. Yeah, OBS Studio installation instructions. OBS Studio config files. Okay, now the ones that are on my, let's see what's in there. Whoop. In the basic folder you got scenes and profiles. Okay, yeah. So this is the older backup of it. I think I will do this. I will do okay, now I'm going to get on my backup drive here, and I don't remember where I have it. I think I put it in backups. I think I had a folder that was just backups, maybe. Oh, I think it's inside the Dell 1525, yeah. So way up there at the top. Yeah, backup files. OBS Studio backups. There it is. Okay, there we go. That's the newest one, and I can tell that because in the profiles I have I did a copy of it, make a clone of it. I thought that was how I was going to be able to export it, but it turns out really what I'm going to have to do is, I think I'm going to have to. We'll look and see, but I think I'm going to have to. I don't want to mess it up, you know, so I think I'll just try just the scenes and profiles, because if I try to do all this other stuff I might break the app. Okay, yeah. So they actually are named different, so I'm going to just copy that over here in case it turns out to be the one that's better, works, and the other one doesn't. And then I'm going to delete it off of here. Well, I can see I got lots of space. I'll leave it until I see what works. Okay, OBS Studio, copy. Okay, and I think I started to say I'll rename it, but I won't, because sometimes when you rename, then it quits working right. You know. Well, let's see. Okay, OBS Studio. OBS Studio. 06/09/18. That was the day I did that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the date on there. Rename. That way I can tell. OBS Studio. Backup profiles. I think that'll be okay. If that's a problem, hopefully I'll remember how to put that back like it was. Yeah, I put Dons on that one. And that one says the newest, let's see, 04/28/17. Okay. And there's been some changes since then. I'm just going to leave those names like that so I won't confuse them easy. Okay, now that's fine. Okay. Okay, I'm going to get out of there. I'm going to take unmount. Yeah, let me get that out. I got to put it down into the other machine. Yeah, I'll get down there and do that. Yeah, I've been wanting to make a video on OBS Studio because I like it so much, and I think I might have made one or two, but really I think I made a little bit here and there about, using it. I mean, I've made some about it, but not really. Any kind of setup or anything on it. So now we're on the remote desktop. I'm leaving that preview playing, so I'll know what I'm doing. But I'm learning and doing an experiment at the same time too, though, because I just couldn't resist. Okay, so yeah, all I want. Yeah, I don't want to mess up my. So here's the settings. One thing that happens in OBS Studio. This is a newer version. Maybe it won't do that. I can tell by the graphics in it. There's some of the things it does, it'll act up and then you can shut it down and open it back up and it'll be okay again. But let's gonna look through the settings here, and I'm not gonna read them all over. I'm just gonna kind of show confirmation. I do might want to automatically record when streaming. Yes, yeah, I want that. Keep recording when streaming stops. I like to do that because if I lose my connection, my internet connection, I won't lose my backup video. So I do that. Automatically start replay buffer when streaming. I'm not quite sure what that is. Keep replay buffer active when streaming stops. Replay buffer. I guess that's to help with the streaming. I mean, a buffer is always to help with streaming. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember seeing that. Open stats dialog on startup. Oh, this is a dark theme. That's fine. I mean, actually, I think that's kind of what I'm using. Well, I'm not going to click around back to the other one again, but it could be I changed this theme. That's why it looks so different too. I just realized. Hide cursor projectors. Make projectors always on top. I'm not going to set all these right now. I'm going to set them after I import my scenes and stuff. I'm just going to say apply and say OK to those. So usually, okay, as a rule, on my Fedora 23, once I change settings, I need to close it and open it back up or it'll use up all my RAM. So I always have to watch the resource usage. I guess I'll leave that open. If it starts climbing in usage, it'll pop up there to the top. See, it's using 16% of CPU right now, but hardly any RAM. So maybe that's a bug, obviously, that maybe it's gone now, hopefully. Okay, so, but yeah, these, well, there's one scene, but it doesn't have anything set to it. And I was thinking I would just, set up a remote, a desktop recording, but I thought, wait, my whole plan is to import, let's see, import my other scenes and everything. Now the settings, well, it'll be fine too, but I'm not just going to overwrite all of all those folders that I have there. I'm not going to overwrite everything. I'm sure these are different versions. Let's see right now. Let's see. Get out of there. Okay, this is help portal website. Well, I guess I'll view current log. Usually there's a thing about, Oh, that's going to open it up in OpenOffice, LibreOffice. Maybe the log will say something about the version. It's on my CPU. See, AMD 8300. about my kernel, everything. That's pretty cool. That's interesting. I think I'll save that. Let's see, fine, that's what I want. Version, okay, kernel, yeah, I don't want the version of that. I want the OpenGL version. I want the OBS version. Looks like versions in there a lot of times, so, and it's a very long log, so I'm not gonna. Okay, let's see. I'll just say OBS Studio log. I'm going to use text in this case. Yes, no, let's go ahead and use, I don't want to lose that formatting. That's nice and clean. But I don't want it going there. Put it in the documents. I'm just going to put it straight in the documents. Okay. Well, let me get out of the. Let me get a drink. Get out of the full screen. And I want to see if I can see. Let's go to help. Check for updates. Log files. View website. Oh, OBS Studio 0.16.6. 0.16.6. Okay. And I do have my preview playing, but I haven't heard my sound lately. Okay. 0.16.6. Now on this one, go back to OBS again. Yeah, 21.1.2. Boy, mine is really old. But it works great still, but it does have some funky things that it does. But so let's see if we can import Remux recordings. Yeah, you can re-encode the reporting. Oh, Remux. I think Remux means remix. I think you can actually go in. I forget. I played with it once, but anyway, settings. Okay. I want to see if that import is where it is. It might be in the settings. Duplicate, rename, remove, import. There it is. Import a profile. Okay, I'm going to try that because that, just trying to copy in the system files of the application breaks stuff. Automatic scene switcher. I don't know what that is. That'd be interesting. Okay, import. Because that's what I want is the scenes. There's two things I want is scenes and, well, the settings. Okay, so let's go to that 32 gigabyte SD card. On its files. Oops. Double clicking doesn't always do what you want. Where is it down? Oh, you want a single click in here? No, you got to double click. Okay. OBS. I want 060918. No. Yeah. I wrote that wrong. It's 061918. Oh no, that's today's date. The date that those were. I'm just going to click on that folder and hit open. It's looking for JSON files. Let's see. It probably won't find them. Okay, yeah. Basic. Open. I'll just do that. What am I doing? Importing scenes, right? Okay. Yeah, okay. That's got to be it, because there's only one JSON. There's no more folders showed up. Let's see if it works. So far, it's not done anything. I did this, I think, once, and I think I did end up copying the files over to the folders. I don't see anything yet. Could take a while, I don't know. I'm going to kind of be looking in the preferences while I'm waiting. I won't do anything. Oh, settings. Yeah, I won't change anything else this time. And then stream, of course, there's where your password goes, and YouTube gaming, backup. Yeah, you would just change that to primary. Output 2500, encoder X624, bitrate 160. Enable advanced encoder settings. I don't know that I want that on. Recording path. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I can. Let's don't change anything yet. Okay, I'm going to stop there because I know I'm going to be wanting to change this stuff. I want to put it in. Already made me a folder and everything, so I don't see any scenes yet. I may just need to close OBS and open it back up, but I don't want to do it too quick, before it has a chance to do it. Import, export. I'm just going to go in there again to see if I may see where I made a mistake or something. Okay, yeah, I don't know that I made a mistake, so I'm going to close it, open it back up. I may have to go install that app that I use so much. I'm really needing it. KRFB. Well, let's just go without it right now. Because, see, then you can search. I could type in OBS and it would tell me whether or not it's running right quick. Because I can't look through all that and see whether it's running or not. My eyes just aren't capable. Let's do it. So there's certain tools that, the tools are always extremely important, and computer software is your tools, So here it is. See, this one is not too heavy in the usage, and I can let it run all the time, and it is called, yeah, I clicked on the wrong one. Help. See, that's what I was looking for a while ago. System Monitor. It's called, I guess it's just called KDE System Monitor or something. I was going to try to type DNF install, but it's got a funny name, I think. So I guess I'll have to use search and DNF. KDE System Monitor. Let's see if we can get that in the clipboard. Well, if I leave that open, sometimes when you close those windows, you lose them, I should be able to just do that across the remote desktop. Clipboard usually does share across the remote desktop. Before I do that, though, let's open OBS again and see if it got those profiles. No, it didn't. Okay, so let's go ahead and open DNF. This is going to take extra time, and I'm not going to like it, but, well, it stayed in all. Good. KDE System Monitor. No. Well, it's not done. I don't have anything showing up in the window, so I have to wait for it to finish. That's why I was thinking if I could do it in the terminal, it'd be a lot quicker. DNF is the slowest, I think, to load. Then see here, paste or insert emoji. Oh, it's already in there. So emoji and its descriptions probably. No. Summaries? Not at all. Come on now. You would think that would bring it up, wouldn't you? Now, System Monitor. I remember always having trouble finding it. I'll look in there one more time because I think maybe there's a clue in the app. System Monitor. KDE System Monitor. System KSysGuard. I think that's what it's called. KSysGuard. See how much different that is? KSysGuard. KSysGuard. K-Sysguard. K-Sysguard, there it is. Try our names just to see. There, K-Sysguard. Okay, now if I 5.12 by 5 x86-64, that's it, K-Sysguard. See, I had to go into names. That's why I'm so pissed at the way they got this DNF Dragora set up. Yeah, well, DNF. Let's see, I'm always talking about it tonight, so this is on my Fedora 23. There we go. Yemek Cinder DNF. That one works great. That's the one I would like. I'm tempted to install it, but that would be silly because what happened? Did I not click? I must have clicked the wrong thing. I know what I did. The way this thing is laid out. Get the full screen here. I click quit because I'm so used to especially these particular applications having the apply button or the OK button on the right. I don't know why. So it's going to install all this stuff, but it's only 23 megabytes. That's actually way, way more than OBS Studio. So you can't, even though it seems like a tiny app. Well, here's the thing: I don't have KDE Desktop installed, so it has to have the things from KDE Desktop to make it work. That's why that happens when you. But I do have Crusader. Oddly enough, I do have Crusader, which is a KDE app on there, and it already had to install some KDE. I used to just install KDE Desktop, the whole thing, just so that I wouldn't run into that. But it has all of its startup applications and everything, and unless your system is, well, I never use it. So even on a powerful system, I just decided, there's no sense in doing that. So now, oops, it was done, I think. K-Sysguard. There it is, K-Sysguard. Yeah, if in here, this is actually the FCE app finder. You can't add it to the panel. You could add it to bookmarks, but that's a whole other thing. So I want, let's see, this one is the one I don't like, Mate System Monitor. I'm going to remove it. Go down here and find K-Sysguard. Hopefully, and see, it'll put it right back in that same spot. That's a nice thing about doing it that way. Now we have our search. And let's see, I was going to say when you drag. Oh, I'm on remote desktop, so it's a lot harder to do. But when you drag, well, you can read it. It's just not optimal. So anyway, you can organize it by CPU or by memory. Memory is the one I've finally decided to actually kind of. Overall, now there we go. So I got it to drag like it should, and it makes it a lot easier to read. But I don't know. Oh, I guess those are stuck together. They're so close together. Anyway, and it should stay like that. That other one won't. This one has a nice graphic too. See if you want to see. Look at there, 8. Look at them. Count them, 8. Look at that memory. 1.3 gigabyte of 7.9 gigabytes. That's awesome. Oh. I wish this, now I'm wishing this was my machine. This is Mom's. Anyway, there we go. Now I can leave that open, and I can do that. Now I know if OBS is running or not, or whatever I'm trying to look at. And that import didn't work. I don't know if I did it wrong or what. Let's try it again one more time before we. I might have missed something there in my clicking through all the folders. Could be that it's too old to import too, so I'm going to look again. Let's see. OBS, there we go. 2817. Okay, now basic, and we're doing profiles, right? Scenes, we're doing scenes. I said profile. Or am I supposed to be doing profiles? Now I've forgotten what I clicked on. Profile. Import. Okay. Oh, you know what? I think there's two separate. Import. Import scene collection. Import profile. Okay, so we'll do scene collection first. I didn't realize there was 2 imports. Okay, now I understand what I'm trying to do here. I probably clicked the wrong kind of thing, so it just didn't do anything. Okay, this is scenes. Dawn, remember that. Scenes, OBS. I wonder if I organize that by modified, if it'll get it up closer to the top where I can see it. It really does. It does, but okay, 06, 09, 18. And the other one's a lot older, isn't it? Yeah, 4/24/17, so that should help. Now I'm doing scenes. Except for then it's in a different order. Scenes. There. Let's see if that one works. Maybe on some machine I did do it, but I think I ended up doing it by copying the files over to the right folders, and then it worked. But let's try a profile too, because that will do all my settings too. Import. I think before I keep on trying to break it, I will just set up, I was in the middle of kind of setting something up. I'll just set up one manually, but let's try this one more time. This is profile, or should I? Yeah, let's do it, because there's so many settings I worked getting them the way I wanted them, Profile data, basic logs. Scenes. This time I want profile. Now you can see the different ones, and those 2 are the same actually. That's a copy of the other one. That is the one I'm using right now that I'm recording. Yeah, let's do that one. Okay, now I think it'll see they're not. You don't select one of them. I think you just say open. Let's see what happens. Okay, looks like we have nothing happening again. It shows that it's right there. It seems pretty obvious that you could do that, but it's not happening. So we'll just and it could take longer than I think. I shut the program down a while ago, and I think what I'll do is go over here and add a source. Okay, so you click on the plus, and then capture device, audio capture, audio input, audio capture pulse audio. Now you don't have to add that to every scene, just if you need a different audio than the default. There's audio in the middle there if you'll look. I'll show it in a minute. Image slideshow, jack input, media source, like a video scene. You could actually add another scene that you already have. Scene capture. What is that? Text, VLC. Now VLC media source is how I get my Wi-Fi cameras from my phones to stream in. And that's a lot of work, and that's why I was wanting to do it. VLC media source is here. That's why I wanted to import it. Okay, and video capture device, that would be a camera, web camera, something like that. USB camera. Window capture composite, I guess that's it. X composite. Before I do it, I'll go look in my one that's working. When I'm using, oh no, I can't open those while I'm recording. I will make it use up all my memory and go nuts. So I'm pretty sure that's it. I think I will close it and open it again. I just don't see why it would take any longer than that to import them if it was going to work. But see, desktop audio, and you can set that to what you need to. Let's see. How do I have mine? I have them all turned up all the way. So I'm going to do that. And there we go. You can't see that one all. Oh yeah. because I can't see the whole thing. There we go. And mic audio, mic aux input is already there. Now I don't have the mic plugged in. See, I can do that. I use them. I don't know if I went into that already too much, but oh, I made a little video. My mixer, which you've seen many times, I could show it, but okay. Well, anyway, I don't have a mic plugged in right now. Let's just say that, and when I do, you'll be able to adjust it there. But that's already there. That's always there. And so when you add stuff to sources, then if you're just going to use your mic that's plugged into the analog input on your computer, or well, you set it to what you want it to be. Let's see. I'd rename properties, advanced properties, default device. See, and I'm not going to change that because I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I need. So when you plug a mic in, or with me, it's my Behringer mixer to my V-amp effects unit, which goes to my line input, not mic input, line input, because it's a line level signal. If you have just a microphone all by itself, then use the mic input. Of course, with an SM58, you can do that. You have to have it through a mixer, or well, actually you can do it through the V-amp. I did that for a year or so before I got my mixer. But anyway, so you don't need to add that to each source. That's already there. But what I do want to add, there's a scene there, and you can rename those scenes, so I'll do that. I want window capture, composite, create new, make source visible. I should be able to see I see the desktop. What is that? Window top panel. What is this? Bottom panel. Oh, okay. Desktop sharing. What is all this? I want it to be the whole thing, not just part. I think what I'm getting right now is just the top panel of my desktop. See, yeah, bottom panel. Yeah. XAJ desktop. Okay, that must be the whole thing. That's still not everything, though. That's just the desktop without the controls. That could actually be useful, I guess. Desktop sharing. What's that? Oh, that's a whole nother thing. YouTube, Mozilla. Oh, now that's the it's showing up black, but that would probably be the web browser that I have open. OBS Studio. Okay, now that made feedback. System monitor. Okay, so how do I get? Well, if I want the whole thing, I want XCJ desktop. Wait, there's something wrong here. That's still not what I want. See if you can use the arrow keys and go through it. Maybe it's not all showing or something. Desktop sharing. That's all the apps I have running. I think they're black because I'm not actually on them. Like say System Monitor. Well, no, you can't see that now anyway. Oh, when I clicked on it, it made it show up. That's kind of what I was thinking would happen. Okay. There's something not working right there. Lock X server when capturing, but I'm not seeing the surely they didn't change it so it's either or situation. Defaults. Okay. I don't want any cropping. I hit cancel because I'm not so sure that maybe I selected the wrong thing. Well, let's get out of there and see. No, I don't want to go into the settings while I'm recording. I'll mess things up on mine. I was going to look at mine for an example. I don't think it's video capture device, but let's try it. Okay, video capture device. Now let's see. See what devices are available. Right now, none. Yeah, okay, so that's why I said it's going to be looking for a camera, either, for either an audio video card, input card, or a USB, which is the most common these days. Okay, so there's nothing there. USB camera, of course. Oh, those things are still in there, even though I didn't. So then you want to get rid of them by hitting the minus. And now that that's still in there, that's fine. I can just hit the gear to change it. So I'm just going to leave it on that for now, and somehow I'll figure the rest out later. What is the defaults button? Oh, I see top panel is the default. Well, why would the top panel be the default? Okay, well I'm not getting the in a desktop video you really do want to be able to see everything, you know. You don't want to just see what's in between the panels. But there that is. I'm going to exit and open it back up and see if those imports could possibly work. I guess I will try the copying the files over. Well, let's don't do that. Let's go ahead and let's kind of set this machine up the way I normally set up when I'm working, the way I normally set everything up. Okay, so I have the desktop. I'm going to right click on there. You should be able to rename it. You can duplicate, rename, remove, order, do all kinds of stuff there. Rename. It's like, again, it's sluggish because I'm using remote desktop. That machine is not slow. Okay, now it'll let you rename. Desktop. I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay. I think I'll say desktop no panels, so I'll know. No panels or toolbar. I think I'll say toolbars, because that's what I remember them as. I think they do actually call them panels, but yeah, panels, that is what it's called. Okay, I'll name it. I've got enough room in there. Panels, P-A-N-N-E-L-S. Okay. Now, it's showing it, and what I was wanting to do was I'm going to hit start stream and see what happens. There won't be any audio there, if that's okay for right now. It's just a test. Studio mode. I could just do a recording. Let's do a recording first. Okay, so now we're recording a desktop. So if I move around the desktop, it should be showing. I can't tell, of course, because I don't have a preview other than when I'm over there. But it should be. I forgot to do the settings. It's going to be like going to desktop or something. Let's see. Yeah, there it is right there. Yeah, it's a FLV, so that's just what I actually want. So I need to make me a folder. I need to tell it to go to OBS Studio. So I haven't set things up yet. You know, and like I said, setting every little thing up really takes a lot of time. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Well, I'll leave it there until I'm done previewing it. I know if you don't pick the right one, you won't actually see when you switch to other screens and all that stuff. And I think that might end up being the case here. If I can't get my settings to import, then I will have, I don't think it's going to change along with me. It's just staying on that one. So that's not any good, see? You see the mouse moving around a little bit, but you don't see me going. I went to each different, you should see the web browser and Crusader and all that stuff. So yeah, no use in even turn it on stream if it's not going to work. Funny, you can still see the mouse moving all around even though you don't see the actual changes. That's pretty weird, isn't it? That's not that video is of no use, so I'm going to delete it. So another thing, the default used to be when you hit delete on the keyboard, then you hit enter and it deletes it. Now they've changed up Crusader so that you have to move it says cancel by default. Well, I guess that's safer, but it's confusing the heck out of me. Okay, so that is actually no good, so I'm going to I don't see how to make it crop, swap red and blue, lock server when capturing. That is not the one that I want. So I'm just going to delete it. I don't want it. And I'll just leave that alone for now. I can always delete it later. But I'm going to close. I won't mess with the settings anymore either. Let's see. I can exit from there. So I'll exit. And I'm going to copy. I mean, this is actually a good one to play around on because it's going to be reformatted. This is a temporary setup, but I wanted to be able to use it as normal, so that's why I'm trying quite hard to let's see, I could click on that and watch it. I can hear it too quite well. So go back. I think I'm going to go back. Let's hit the back button. There we go. Now, I left that there because I wanted to see if I haven't tried to start another stream yet, though. Okay, so let's go to the little backup drive. Go to my files. And OBS. Yeah, okay. But I don't want to copy every little thing. I don't know. I remember I had to do a lot. I don't know. Let's go into the program and see. Oh yeah, where is that stuff? Oh, I think it's in oh, it may be in a different place. Config. I think it's in config OBS. Yeah, the OBS Studio. That's why I had named that other one the same way. So let's see. Let's start with basic scenes. Yeah, there's no I'm gonna just try it. I mean, if I break it, that's not gonna be. If I got the sync button there, synchronize folders, I want right to left, compare. It says nothing to do there, okay. But they are different, 77 kilobyte, 6.1 kilobyte. Okay, I'm going to copy those and override. Take override, okay. And then I'm going to do profiles. Well, there, it did import one, but why wasn't it showing? Oh. I'm going to leave that alone. Well, let's leave that alone because that actually worked. Let's see if it has it all in there. It doesn't have everything though. Oh, I see there's backup files and stuff. So I'm going to let that, let's just see if that import will work. Let's leave that like it is. Maybe you've got to select a different profile. I didn't think about that. And we'll see. Yep. Well, it worked. Oh, doing that override. Now everything is there. Huh. Everything's there. Beginning titles, no sound, everything. Yeah, see, I worked on those enter and exit things and all that stuff. So, what I was wondering is, maybe there's a place where you say the default profile or something. Well, I'm not going to copy any more stuff. Let's see if it worked. Now, there's Untitled, and then there's that one. Oh, I see. See, what happened is that ended up changing everything. So I don't actually have to do that. The one that's Untitled is the same. See, notice nothing changed in the window there. So let's just start. Yeah, and see when you go to desktop, let's see what that looks like. Oh, screen capture. Of course, you can't make that out with it feeding back because it's working right. But the screen capture XSHMS1, whatever that is. Screen capture. Did I miss that? Or is that something that's in there now that wasn't a while ago? I don't know. Okay, but I'm just going to start it out like that. And I'll leave my preview going over there. Oh yeah, that'll be the preview of that. Okay, so how am I gonna, oh well, I can just, yeah, I'll just do that. Okay, so let's try making, I don't think there's any reason to copy any more of this in there. I'll leave it right where it is though. Okay, so let's just click start streaming and see what it does. Well, no, let's do a test. It's always wise to test first. Okay, now I will be getting it on my main stream, but will my second stream be recording it? Oh, I probably did. It's probably still recording it into the wrong place though. Probably to my home directory. Let's see. I'm trying to think what's it. Easiest. Yeah, I didn't change any of the settings. If I'd have copied all those other, well, I didn't want to break the program, so I can manually change those settings. But that's gonna have to know where to find that. Okay. So that's doing that. That was the intro with music. It should work. Desktop. Now, that's all I actually have. There's no cameras hooked up. Wait, can I do that? You know what? Those are Wi-Fi cameras. I think they'll work. Okay, there's what I'm streaming right now. I mean, that's my homepage the way it is now with one stream. If I add a stream later, and of course here's the video, and there's the profile folder, Don's profile. I'm actually not running off of that one. I'm running off of this one, which now that I copied it over, it's the same as that one there. Okay, and system usage is fine and dandy. Very good. That's why I mean, definitely I would want a faster machine as soon as I can get one. Okay, cam stream 1. Let's see. Now there won't be any audio. Well, there will be if I okay, this is going to double up my audio here, but I'm on, yeah. Okay, yeah. I should get audio. Okay, I should get audio there, right? I'll find out when we watch it back. Cam stream 2. Should be getting audio. Oh yeah, you can see it. Oh yeah, you can see it if I page down. Should be getting audio from the camera. It's all set up. It's all set up. Yeah, there it is. I can see. Yeah, there it is. Now I'm sure you're hearing a horrible echo. So I'm gonna. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, that would work. Actually, that might not have made a horrible echo. It might have went from no audio to having audio because I did that. I'm on remote desktop, so what I did it to is that machine, not my one I'm actually streaming live from right now. I think I better go back and check everything again. Let's get that audio turned on my stream so I'll know. Okay, well, I'll try it now. Okay, let's see what happens. Now I'm on both cameras. Now let's turn on that other mic. And we'll just keep on talking here. I should be making audio on there. See, that was awesome. I am getting like a feedback loop. I think that's because it's playing pretty loud out of the laptop, though. See, that was awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and do something to try and. Okay, yeah, it's muted like it should be. Oh, well, if I stop the audio over there, it'll quit that feedback loop and it'll stop driving me nuts. Okay, the feedback loop was, I don't know if you could hear it as loud as I could, but it was because I'm playing the preview on the laptop and it's coming out of its little speakers and back into my mic over here, making a feedback loop. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and I'm just going to go through the desktop one more time. I got myself confused doing all that. Oh, the music out. Let's try the audio out and see if it plays. Oh, it's probably trying to play a file that's not there on this machine, so that's probably not going to play anything. I don't think it will play anything, but that's okay. We'll stop recording. Yeah, those files have to be in their place on the machine, and they're not. I know that. Okay. I think I'll close the app. Let's see, start, stop. Yeah. Okay, let's see. 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 Let's the settings, I'm going to close it just because I'm kind of getting confused. And I didn't try the live stream yet, but I still want to see if it'll do that. Okay, yeah, I want to set all that. Okay, now I'm going to start playing this. Okay, there we go. Now I don't think you're going to hear the sound unless I turn it up where you can hear it through the mic. Yeah, there's going to be no sound there. I know that much. And yeah, it sounds up pretty loud. So if I do get any sound here in a minute, then I'll hear it. And you'll probably hear it on the mic. I'll try to turn it at the, where you can tell it's there, but not make it too loud. But I guess I'll let that play a long time. I can skip through that. I did that for 4 minutes. There we go, desktop. Okay, so I was on the desktop, and yeah, it's not picking up my mic because it's not plugged into that machine. It's plugged into the what I'm streaming from right now. So let's skip on through there. Okay, see, there's me in the camera. Oh, yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, now is months that I took to get this all tweaked out. I didn't have to do that again. I think everything will be fine. I don't know when I decided to turn on the wireless mic. There we go.
Okay, that should get audio there, right? I'll find out when we watch it back.
That's as much full screen I can get it to go to.
Audio. Oh, yeah, you can see it if I page down. Should be getting audio from the camera. It's all set up. Yeah, there it is. I can see it. Now, I'm sure you're hearing a horrible echo.
Yeah, well, it wasn't no echo, was there? Cool. Yeah. Okay, so I'm used to doing that whole screen test again. Should have. There we go.
Now let's turn on that other mic.
I started getting that feedback, and then so I think it's going to work really well. I hadn't thought about that. I would actually be able to use my wireless to the other machine. All I had to do is turn it on there, but don't turn it on the one I'm streaming from, my main stream here, like if I had 2 streams. So that would be a backup stream with backup audio automatically, just the way I have it right now. Okay, so, oh, F11, this is, I don't know, there's something weird. I don't know if they've changed Mate Desktop in 28 or what, but I want to, they've changed a lot of things, like the layout. I can't even work in the apps because all these extra words up here and everything. That's not in, Crusader and my versions that I use. So all these changes. There it is, OBS Studio. Okay, move. Okay, now. Config. I don't know if I want to do any more copying, so let's do it. Let's get back into OBS Studio. I'm not sure that it's, like I said, that it's safe to copy any of those folders over. Profiles. Now, okay, I've already got profiles. Scenes. That's all working, so I don't want to break it. That's all working really well. So I don't think I'll copy any more stuff. Tried to go to videos, but I didn't get it. Still in config. There we go. Videos equal. Okay, so OBS Studio over there. And that's the ones I did with GTK Record My Desktop. Let's just stay in videos for now. Okay, now stay there. I'm fixing to have to take a break, but I'm actually so excited about this working this way. That I kind of want to try it one more time. I want to just hit that stream button and see what happens. I hope if I mess up this stream somehow doing this, then oh well. I wonder if it's using too much system. Everything looks okay. I don't know. Oh, remote desktop. Okay, so I can turn on the mic in here, and it will start working. So I think I will start like that. Let's see what I want, desktop or cam stream 1. let's see. Oh, desktop. Then it's just like on my regular machine. I can see. Actually, you can resize some of these windows, but I won't do that now. I have mine set up so that you can see all three of those, because it drove me nuts having to page up and down. Okay, Control 3. I'm on remote desktop. Let's make sure. Okay, right. Okay, yeah, I'm on full screen on the remote desktop. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay, well, I'm on desktop. I'm just going to switch to my camera there. Turn on the mic.
Turn on
now
the mic.
We should have wireless
mic working.
On that stream.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to say. I want to set that to record in the right place. Well, let's get off of that scene. Until we're ready for it. Okay. Because the mic stream uses up a lot of Wi-Fi resources. Settings. Actually, I think I better go through them. Stream. Okay, that's still in the backup stream. Yeah, home dawn. We don't want it at home dawn. Save at videos. It'll be a studio. And later I'll give it a name. Actually, I don't think I ever did rename. I'll leave it like that. Leave it just like that. Custom mixers. Hit apply. I might want to. I think I use some other phone name. I'm not going to change any of that. I don't know. Oh no, those are set. Yeah. I'm copying over my profiles and stuff work because my shortcuts work. They wouldn't work if that wasn't done. So that means most of this is set. I wonder why. 1280 by 720. I might have changed that to 1920, but I'm going to leave it because of that beta wizard thing. But these shortcuts are working. I guess that's because they're in the scenes. Well, the mute and unmute is working. That's what's kind of got me wondering how come that works. Because I had to. That's a custom shortcut. Well, it works. That's good. That's good. I won't change any of that. Hotkeys. I guess that's what I'm really talking about. There they are. Control 3. Yeah. So they're in there. Advanced. Now I'm not going to mess with any of that. Unless I see that I need to. Stream delay. It's set. It's turned on to 20 seconds. And I turned that off in mine, thinking it might help me less trouble in my brain. When I look at my preview, but it actually hasn't changed anything. So, it's not enabled. Yeah, I thought I had it turned on. And at some point I turned it off. And I hadn't realized it. Okay, so the only thing I really changed was the output directory. Everything is good. Automatically record when streaming. Keep recording when the stream stops. Sometimes I forget, but usually I don't. Like I said, if the stream gets lost because of your internet connection, your backup will still keep going. So I want that. Okay. So I'm going to say start streaming. We'll see what happens here. Okay, now it's working. I'll have to go to my. Okay. I'm going to go to the camera. And let's go over to the website. I have it open already over here. Now I'll have to reload the page to see if there's another one visible. I really don't quite know how to see where your backup stream is. I've never done this before. But it shows like it's working. And I'm going to leave that one playing on my laptop just like it is. Yeah, and what you're getting on that one is whatever I do on the desktop, because that's what I'm recording. Now what I'm getting on the one that I just started, assuming that it's working, is videos YouTube. Yeah, that'll get me to the home live stream page. I can get there. And there we go, live stream. Let me see if there's two choices in there. Don't save the password for that page. That's the one I'm doing right now. It shows. I guess it's showing one watching because I have this other machine. I guess if you have one watching to monitor, it doesn't count it. But if you do another one, then it does.
Then it does.
So, events,
cameras,
stream health.
Okay.
I don't know. That backup stream. Where are you backup stream? So I think I'll stop it. Events, camera. You can stream if you plug a camera into your machine. You can stream from it now, from a desktop. I think you can do it from your phone and tablet too. Well, I know you can. You haven't enabled for a while, but my phones are too old. The operating system can't be updated unless I've rooted and all that junk. But the new tablet, I believe it would do it. I haven't tried it, but it should do it. Okay. So it doesn't just show up. Oh, bad secondary stream. Oh. So it is telling you what's going on. So let's go stop it. Just go ahead and hit stop. Stop the bad secondary stream. Right now. Probably just too much for my. Of course, I'm only using the camera on one machine. But just using the. No, I think I'll exit the app. I was only using the camera on one machine, but went blank there. Okay, it still says bad secondary stream. Should stop doing that. I would think. Oh, now it says two watching. Okay. Okay, the current configuration of the video's primary and backup streams have different resolutions. You need to configure the streams to have the same resolution. Oh. I'll have to look in my. I'm gonna screenshot that. I'll have to look in my. The one I'm using all the time. Simplest thing to do would be to copy all those profile things. But since the versions are so different, if they're the same version, I wouldn't worry about it. But afraid I'll break something. But the secondary stream should be stopped because I'm going to close this. Let's see. Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to go. Take a break. What I'm gonna have to do. Let's see. We're doing desktop. Trying to figure out which one's the newest one. Looks like it's organized. On the top. I guess I just didn't do it as long. Okay. Yeah, I can't get a complete full screen in VLC in here in this new 427. And it's weird. Okay, so how long did it? There we go. Camera and let's go to the website and open over here. Let's see, I didn't switch. I didn't switch off the camera. I don't think at all. If I would have, then you would have saw. What I was talking about. Yeah, and getting on that one. I think I'll stop it. Okay, but it does work though. So I might be able to. Well, I don't want to make it the secondary stream by default whenever I start actually wanting to use it. My own one and only stream. But I guess if I set everything up right, I would be able to do them, unless my bandwidth can't handle it. I can do them both at the same time. But I think what I'm going to do. I'm not going to close the machine down, but I'm going to get it ready. Let's see. I need to get that. No, I might need that. Okay. So let's open Crusader back up. Well, let's just leave it like that. Now, okay. I've got to get out of there, and I've got to take a break. Got an emergency break here. So I'm going to go. and we'll figure this all out
after my break.
after my break.